Minister McAnulty, it is delightful to have you here from New Zealand. We are very blessed at this post that we have numbers of distinguished New Zealand ministers visiting. Every time we come, people have a different portfolio, but it's another rich element or a rich thread to the partnership. I would like to say a big good morning to everybody sitting in this half of the room. And the last time we saw each other was at Nadi Airport with the Deputy Prime Minister. And Honourable Minister and I were part of the team that had the honour to farewell you before you went to my country to help us out. So it's amazing to see all of you here this morning. Thank you so much for coming. For me, this is what partnership looks like. It's great to have the opportunity for us to really celebrate that connection in person. I won't tread on what our minister will say, but I will just reflect that I was sitting in this part of this room with my children, spending some family time together after school when I had 3 phone calls in very quick succession after Fiji Government. First was from Director NDMO, second was from Honourable Minister, and the third was from Minister Tiko Ndua, and the message in all 3 of those phone calls was absolutely the same. It was, first of all, expressing shock and sadness about what was unfolding in New Zealand, and second, how and when can we help? We are ready to help. How and when can we do that? How can we get on a plane? New Zealand wants Fiji. New Zealand has always been there for Fiji, and Fiji is there for New Zealand now. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for being here this morning. I'm very honoured that in some small way I can return some of the enormous manakitanga that you showed to us in this time. So I'm very grateful that with Honourable Ministers here, visit here this morning, we're able to really commemorate the extraordinary contribution that you made to us when we were in our time of need. Vinaka Vakalevu, and please enjoy the morning.
Warm and hearty welcome from the government and people of Fiji to the Honourable Kieran McAnulty, Minister of Emergency Management of New Zealand, along with your esteemed delegation from the National Emergency Management Agency. Bolo vinaka to Mr. Dave Gawn, Chief Executive of the New Zealand National Emergency Management Agency. It's an honour to have you here with us today as we gather to further strengthen the cooperation between Fiji and New Zealand. I'd like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Government of New Zealand for the unwavering assistance and support that the people of New Zealand have extended to Fiji in times of need. The helping hand you extended during the COVID pandemic, TC Herald, TC Yasa, and many others was deeply appreciated and exemplifies the true spirit of friendship and solidarity between our nations. I express my sincere gratitude to the people and government of New Zealand for their acknowledgement of our team, which was deployed to New Zealand after Tropical Cyclone Gabrielle. Today, we commemorate this occasion with a coin ceremony and celebration. And such actions reinforce the bonds of our Ndua partnership and signify our shared commitment to extensive and enhanced collaboration. This partnership serves as the cornerstone for charting a course towards safer and more resilient future for both our nations and the Pacific region as a whole. Recognizing the profound importance of disaster risk management and resilience to climate change risks, we are dedicated to implementing the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent. This strategy serves as a comprehensive framework to address the unique challenges we face as a region due to climate change. It outlines a pathway towards enhancing our preparedness, resilience, and adaptive capacity, and we are determined to work closely with New Zealand and other Pacific countries in this endeavor. Pacific-to-Pacific exchanges in humanitarian response and in times of building resilience serve also to strengthen the bonds between peoples and nations and makes us stronger as a region. The escalating impacts of climate change-related events demand united action and collaboration among all nations. Today, we stand together in acknowledging the critical nature of the challenges before us. We recognize that the consequences of inaction are severe, but we also see opportunities to cooperate, share knowledge, and build capacities among disaster risk management and climate change adaptation practitioners and stakeholders in both Fiji and New Zealand. Our two nations share a profound bond rooted in traditional partnership and a strong commitment to enhancing bilateral relations. We stand together in facing the challenges posed by climate change and are dedicated to working hand in hand on issues of common interest: how we manage humanitarian responses, risk-informed development, resilient recovery, and adaptation to long-term climate risks. It is essential that we capitalize on these opportunities for cooperation, knowledge sharing, and capacity building. Together, we can develop innovative solutions, share best practices, and learn from each other's experiences. By working collaboratively, we can create a safer, more resilient future for our communities and protect our shared environment. As Minister for Rural, Maritime Development and Disaster Management for Fiji, I reaffirm our commitment to deepen and broaden our collaboration with New Zealand in the areas of humanitarian response, risk management, and as well as risk-informed development. Our bilateral efforts will not only benefit our nations, but will also set an example for others to follow. We stand ready to explore new avenues for cooperation and to forge stronger ties that will lead us towards a more secure and resilient future. We must seize this moment to transform how we view and manage risks. Together, through solidarity and partnerships, we can tackle the common risks that threaten us. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude once again to Honourable Kieran McAnulty and the New Zealand delegation for joining us today. Also, I'd just like to share a word today to our boys from RFMF. When we farewelled you at Nandi on that day, I said, go with God, make Fiji proud. I'd just like to let you know that you made Fiji proud. So let this meeting mark the beginning of a new chapter in our partnership, a chapter defined by shared visions, mutual support, and collective action for resilient and climate-resilient Pacific. Let us leave no one behind, emerge stronger and more resilient. May our discussions be fruitful and lead to meaningful and impactful outcomes. Let us work together, hand in hand, guided by God, towards the spirit of Ndowata, towards a better, safer, and more resilient future. Now, Walevu, thank you, and Dhanyavad.
It truly is an honour to be here. This is something that we've been working towards for a wee while now, and it's very special to be here and see it happening. Fiji is a very dear friend to New Zealand. We have a long, proud history of working together and helping each other when we need it. And when the offer to assist came from the Fijian government, we were honoured to accept. Cyclone Gabrielle is the largest weather event to ever hit New Zealand. It has affected many regions across the north and east of the North Island, and it was bigger than anything we've ever experienced and anything we were able to prepare for. It is only the third time in our nation's history that we declared a state of national emergency, and it was the first time that one was declared for a weather event. When you're in need, it's your friends that extend their hand. And for you to come to assist us honoured us and meant a great deal. But not just to the government and the people of New Zealand in general, but specifically for those that were affected. When a natural disaster or a severe weather event occurs, it's people's lives that are turned upside down. And at those moments, they need reassurance more than anything. Reassurance that their basic needs will be met, and reassurance that their fellow country people and their friends have their back. The presence that you provided by coming to New Zealand to assist not only gave those basic immediate needs, but lifted morale. Just by virtue of you being there, you lifted people's spirits. And that is the greatest contribution of all. Because when you are affected, as you all know from your experience with natural disasters and weather events, it is the uncertainty it is not knowing what's to come, it is not knowing what's to do that can really bring you down. Having the presence of your friends there to help you can get you up and above that. And I want to acknowledge that specifically in your contribution to our recovery effort. Today is significant because the New Zealand government wanted to acknowledge your contribution, but also further extend and build on a long-standing friendship between Fiji and New Zealand. So by presenting these commemorative coins, it is a small token of our deep appreciation and gratitude for your assistance, but in then signing a memorandum of cooperation, not only acknowledging the friendship that we have and built and nurtured over a long period of time, but recognising that in climate change we have one of the greatest threats we've ever faced, and we can't do it by ourselves. Severe weather will become more frequent, it will become more severe. New Zealand has lots to learn from Fiji. Fiji has lots to learn from New Zealand. We are formalising today something that was already in place, but I think it allows us to then build further. So I see today as hugely significant. It is an honour to be here. It is pretty special for this to be the reason for my first ever visit to Fiji, a beautiful country with beautiful people. I'll finish with something that I heard this morning when I attended Mass at the cathedral here in Suva. The Bishop said, as before the conclusion of Mass, to demonstrate your commitment by your deeds. We could stand here and talk about the friendship between Fiji and New Zealand, but we do more than that. We demonstrate our commitment to each other with our deeds. New Zealand, through continued and ongoing support, Fiji with the same, and that is embodied by the commitment you've shown by sending a delegation and the work that you all did, each and every one of you on the ground. And I think that is indeed showing friendship in its truest form. Thank you very much.
Vinaka Minister, with the warm words.